Okay, it's the beginning of turn 3, so we have to roll dice for the spy. So let's start rolling some of those. Germany, 1. They're not going to be the spy this turn. Minor Axis, 4. Finland, 1. Russia, 6. Oh, could be Russia. United States, 6. Okay, we have a tie there. Japan, 6. Wow, okay. Italy, 5. UK, 5. Canada, 4. South Africa, 1. And the Aussies, 3. Okay, so we get rid of all of the non-6s. Oops. And we re-roll to see who's going to get it. So it's going to be either Japan, Russia, or the United States. So re-roll. Japan with a 3, probably not. Russia with a 3, and the United States with a 1. Okay, so the United States is eliminated. We roll Japan again. 2. Looks like it's going to be Russia. And it is Russia. Russia is the spy this turn. So we'll see what Russia does with that. Okay, this is Germany, Minor Axis, and Finland. Germany has 31 IPCs to spend. They're going to spend 27 on 9 infantry and then 4 on an artillery. The Minor Axis will be spending 12 IPCs, 6 on a tank and 6 on 2 infantry. The Finns have 6 IPCs. They're going to buy 2 infantry with that. There are 2 attacks being declared. The 2 destroyers in C-Zone, whatever that is, I think it's 112, are going to go to C-Zone 109 and try and sink these transports. We'll see if the Brits or the French scramble. It's unlikely, given that they do need to defend their island, because that's the other attack. There will be an attack on the United Kingdom, and it will consist of the following. The infantry from Norway will be loaded onto a transport. The infantry and the artillery from Denmark will be loaded onto a transport. And all of the transports in C-Zones 112 and 113 will move to C-Zone 110. The artillery and tank from Normandy, Bordeaux, and the 3 infantry, the artillery and tank from Holland, Belgium, will load onto those transports and then attack the United Kingdom. That attack will be supported by 4 paratroopers from Western Germany, an offshore shot from the battleship, and 2 offshore shots from the cruisers. Also, 2 tactical bombers and a fighter from Western Germany, and 2 fighters from the Graf Zeppelin aircraft carrier. So we'll see how this goes. Now again, there are some things here. The Brits and French need to decide whether or not they want to scramble into C-Zone 109 or whether or not they want to scramble into C-Zone 110. If they scramble into C-Zone 110, they can negate the offshore shots. So that might be an idea, but we'll see what happens there. We'll have to do the math on that for the Brits. Let's figure out what we're going to do. It's the attack on C-Zone 109. The German destroyers Z6 Theodore Riedel and Z5 Paul Jacoby are coming into a contingent of British and Canadian transports. The British transport HMS Royal Scotsman, and the 2 Canadian transports, the HMCS Prince Albert and the HMCS Prince Robert. The British have elected not to scramble, so this is an auto kill. No dice need to be rolled. All 3 transports are dead. Okay, it's a naval battle in C-Zone 110. The French fighter did elect to scramble. This is suicidal because they are going to lose, but it will prevent the Germans from using their deadly offshore shots. So let's just go over the forces. The French obviously are scrambling a fighter. The Germans are attacking with the Bismarck battleship, 2 cruisers, the Prinz Eugen and the Admiral Hipper. The aircraft carrier Graf Zeppelin, both of its planes are participating in the landing. And the 5 transports are the SS Cap Arcona, the TS Pretoria, the Steuben, the SS Hamburg, and the merchant vessel Wilhelm Gustloff. So this shouldn't take very long because the plane's gonna die, but here we go. Yeah, it's dead. But we'll see if it can take anything with it. And it damages the battleship. So we'll see if that will make any difference in the long run. But again, as we said, the main reason for doing this was to prevent the 3 offshore shots from the 2 cruisers and the battleship in the main battle. Okay, this is the culmination of Operation Sealion. The Germans are coming in with 2 tactical bombers, 1 fighter, 2 fighters from the Graf Zeppelin aircraft carrier, and then all of the boats that were mentioned in the last battle. The merchant vessel Wilhelm Gustloff is dropping off an infantry and a tank. The SS Hamburg is dropping off an infantry and a tank. And the SS Cap Arcona, the transport ship Pretoria, and the Steuben are each dropping off an infantry and an artillery. Plus there are 4 airborne troops being dropped off as well. The British and their allies are defending with 1 fighter, 1 Canadian tank, 9 British infantry and 3 British artillery, 2 Canadian infantry and 1 Canadian artillery, and 1 French infantry, plus 3 anti-aircraft artillery. So the anti-aircraft artillery are going to get a shot at all 7 planes. And they missed with all 7. Wow, that was very lucky for the Germans. Okay, so let's do this. The 2 TACs at 4, the 3 fighters at 3, the 2 tanks at 3, the supported infantry and artillery, 6 2s, and then all the unsupported infantry, that's 6 1s. Away we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a pretty good start. So we will lose all of the anti-aircraft, that's 3, and then we will lose 5 of the 9 infantry. Okay, pretty good start. Let's see what happens on the Allied response. That's a 4, a 3, 3 2s for the artillery, 9 2s for the infantry, 2 2s for the Canadian infantry, 1 2 for the Canadian artillery, and 1 2 for the French. Alright, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we will lose all of the paratroopers, and the 2 unsupported infantry. So 2, 4, 5. All of these guys are going to stay over here. We lose all of the whites, basically, but all of the other dice go back into the bin. Here we go. Ooh, that was a good one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 4, 7, 8, 10. I think that probably just won the battle for them, unless the defense roll is particularly spectacular. Okay, so all of this. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what's left? 2, 3. I think this battle's going to be over in a sec. Wow. So UK is going to fall. Okay, so we're going to lose 4 2s. Yep, I'm pretty sure UK is going to fall. Two, 4, 6. They only needed 3. That's plenty. So the UK has fallen. One hit, so they lose 1 artillery. So they took the UK with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 infantry and 2 artillery casualties. But the UK is now under German control. Crazy. Okay, non-combat. The 2 planes from the Graf Zeppelin are going to land back on the carrier. The fighter and the 2 tactical bombers that participated in the UK attack are going to land in Holland, Belgium. The 2 Strat bombers that acted as air transports are going to land in Western Germany. In the French territories, the 2 mechanized infantry from Normandy, Bordeaux are going to go to Western Germany. The 2 mechanized infantry and the 2 tanks from southern France are going to go to Western Germany. Actually, you know what? No, they're going to go to Yugoslavia is where they're going to go. Because that's a better place for them. Okay, moving on. The infantry, mech infantry, and tank from Norway are going to go into Finland. And all of the forces in the Baltic states, with the exception of 1 infantry, are going to move into eastern Poland. All of the forces from Poland are going to move into eastern Poland. And the mechanized infantry from Berlin are all going to move into eastern Poland as well. 1 infantry from Romania is going to move into Bessarabia as a blocker. And then the 2 tanks and mechanized infantry from Greece are going to go back up to Romania. I think that's all the movements. So let me just tidy this up and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, placement of new units. 2 new infantry for Germany in Normandy, Bordeaux at the military base. 2 new infantry in Holland, Belgium. 4 new infantry and 1 artillery in Germany. And 1 new infantry in Western Germany. In Finland, we're going to put our 2 new infantry there, under the ones that are already there. And then in Romania, we have 2 new infantry units and 1 new tank. Okay. In terms of income, there was obviously 1 new territory gained, and that was the United Kingdom. So that's going to be a 6 IPC swing on the chart. So the Germans will go from 31 to 37, And the British will go from 19 to 13. So, let's get all of this in frame. Okay, so the 37 base income that they have is augmented by the fact that they took the UK and their 19 IPCs from their treasury. The minor Axis still earn 12 IPCs, and the Finns still earn 6 IPCs. So that's what's going to go into their bank accounts. So in total for Germany, that's 37, 47, 51, 56 IPCs. So let me just get that. This is a riveting video here, but 56 IPCs for next turn. Okay, disposition of forces. In C-Zone 110, we have, actually technically that still is a convoy, although there's no money for them to take, because Scotland is still British for now. Okay, so in C-Zone 109, there's 2 destroyers. In C-Zone 110, there's a damaged battleship, 2 cruisers, and a fully loaded carrier with 2 fighters on it, along with 5 transports. In Normandy, Bordeaux, there are 2 infantry. In Holland, Belgium, there are 2 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 fighter, and 2 tactical bombers. In Denmark, there is a anti-aircraft artillery. In Western Germany, there are 2 strategic bombers, 1 infantry, 2 mechanized infantry, and 2 anti-aircraft artillery. In Germany, we have 4 infantry and 1 artillery. In the Baltic states, we have 1 infantry. In eastern Poland, we have actually quite a bit here. 2, 4, 7 mechanized infantry, 8 regular infantry, 6 artillery, 2 anti-aircraft artillery, and 1 tank, along with 1 Romanian infantry to go with that. In Yugoslavia, there are 2 tanks and 2 mechanized infantry. So that's all the Germans on the board. Oh, sorry, no, there's not. In Finland, there's an infantry, a mechanized infantry, and a tank. So that's all the Germans. Finns, there are 5 infantry, 1 tank, and 1 mechanized infantry in Finland, and that is the extent of the Finn presence on the board. The minor Axis powers, there's a Romanian infantry in eastern Poland. There is a Czech infantry in Czechoslovakian infantry in Bessarabia. There are 4 Romanian tanks, 1 Romanian plane, 2 Romanian mechanized infantry, and 2 Romanian infantry in Romania. There is an Albanian infantry, a Hungarian infantry, and an Albanian and a Hungarian tank in Romania. In Greece, there is an Albanian infantry and 3 Bulgarian infantry. I think that's it. So Germany's done. UK is conquered, so that means Russia can come into the war if they want to, and so can the United States, obviously. So we'll see what Russia wants to do next turn. Here we go.